Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Scope. And now, here are your hosts, Jared, Adam, and Shane.
Hey everybody, The Scope is back.
Shot out of a cannon there.
It has been a long hiatus, guys. It feels like almost a year since I've seen you.
That's been a while.
And
New Year's
in fact, it has.
An entire year.
Well,
Our calendar's rolled over.
from a certain point of view.
I'm not sure there's any way you can justify that, but go ahead.
I'm not the brightest bulb on the tree, Jared. You got to give me something. A lot has happened since 2014 has left us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Obama was elected to a third term.
Yeah.
Very surprising.
He's won all the elections.
Emperor Obama.
Perot Obama?
Emperor
Obama.
Obama. No one's made that comparison before.
Perot Obama.
Adam has forgotten all about his excellent mic technique of
I know,
2014.
and I'm popping
He's
already.
popping.
That's because you're about an inch from the microphone.
Yeah.
Back it up. Put a fist in there.
All right.
Fist distance.
How about this?
There you go. That's good.
Good.
Fist my microphone. All
Yeah,
right.
fist or microphone.
It's strange because usually at the end of the year we have some sort of wrap up that talks about our favorites. We're now a month past that, so we really can't do that.
We're going to do our favorites of January.
Yeah.
2014, bad year. So I think it's okay.
Everybody keeps saying 2014 was a bad year. Was it a bad year?
I think it was not
You
a
feel
great
like
year.
it was a
I think
bad
there
year
were-
for the State of the Union, Jared?
There were significant impediments to success in 2014.
And who do we blame for that?
ISIS.
I blame the Jewish people.
That's fine too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jared, pick your poison.
I'm going to say South Africans.
The
The white ones.
The Afrikaners?
Yeah.
With their strange accent. Not
Yes.
quite Australian, not quite English.
It's upsetting.
The guy who kept invoking diplomatic immunity in Lethal Weapon 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
He got it in the end, brother.
Yeah, he did.
He had very strange hair and
Yes.
eyes.
Danny Glover did a little neck roll and then popped him.
I love that you bring it up that way. I love that his catchphrase as a bad guy is diplomatic immunity.
No,
Like
it's great.
And for all you youngsters listening to our show, we're talking about a movie.
before Mel Gibson was as crazy as he is now.
He was a little, he always had crazy in his eyes.
There are certain phrases that are always tied to certain things, and anytime anyone says diplomatic immunity,
That's what pops up.
I think of that movie.
What did Joe Pesci always say in that show?
They fuck you at the drive-thru. Yeah, that's what he said.
Did we,
In Lethal, it was number 3.
would he stick his, because I always
They
pictured
fuck you at the drive-thru.
Joe
Just like that,
Pesci
a little more
sitting-
nasally though.
he was sitting in the back seat.
He was.
Would he always say like, guys?
Yeah, something like that.
That's it. And
That's two Utes.
and then he was well on his way to My Cousin Vinny.
Right.
That all worked out. So we've covered the Lethal Weapon series.
Thank God.
We've established that 2014 was not a great year, and we don't want to talk about anything good that possibly could have happened.
I mean,
we did another Transformers movie behind us. That was a good thing.
yeah.
And a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
I
which
don't
they're
know.
filming a sequel soon.
Did they make lots of money? Probably.
Yeah,
right?
they did.
So-
They
so-
did
Is that
exactly
good?
what we thought it would.
Well, sequels are coming, so
Put that in your
use that
pipe
as
and
your
smoke it.
success barometer.
Yeah, it was crazy.
High
so,
pressure.
and then Adam, Jared,
Yes.
just back from, I'm assuming it was your honeymoon, right?
It was like a domestic honeymoon.
So
Maybe
do,
we'll do a fancy.
do you
one
mind
someday in the
telling us
future.
where you went? Because I don't. You posted one picture from a beach, and then it was very nondescript in terms of where it was. There's a
was-
Corona bottle and 4 feet sticking out.
Right.
I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You do the trick where you just put your fingers in front of the camera lens and make it look like you're on a beach.
Yeah. It's perfect.
All right.
That looks like a watercolor painting right there. But hey,
Does that work? Oh, that's funny.
Sure. Yeah, I've
yeah.
seen these posts where people fake them.
We went to Florida. We went
What-
to Key West for a couple days.
so was this just the two of you?
Yeah.
Say I was gonna.
I've never traveled except for cabin. I've never done a friends group vacation.
Sure.
I'm not against it. Are you offering? Are we
I think it'd be great to vacation. with
podcast
you.
on the road?
Let's do it.
I think we need to get,
get a
our,
bus.
What we need to do is get our own cruise going.
Okay.
Everyone has
Scope
January,
cruise.
February. They always have these, these
Super
themed
cruises.
cruises now.
Boy.
I know right now there's a heavy metal cruise cruising around the Caribbean right now. So.
Perfect.
Lots
Maybe
of-
that's the one that I saw. Because if they ported in, or whatever it's called.
Was
in
the
Key
ship a
West-
rockin'?
I've never been that close to a cruise ship before because I've never gone on a
Sure.
cruise. But they came into port.
Yep. Spend some money.
Those
Key
things
West.
are. I mean, there's like 3,000 people on
They're
that thing.
gigantic.
Yeah.
It's one giant festering disease
Yeah.
cruise.
I would-
Full cart basketball
I don't
court
think I'd ever.
on the deck.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I would just throw them off board. Overboard. There we
Overboard
go.
would be the
The
Goldie
best
Hawn,
Goldie
Kurt
Hawn
Russell reference
All right.
you could get today.
You beat me to it. Yeah, we went there for a couple days, and then in that place, I had never been before. Neither had Mandy. It's basically Las Vegas
Sure.
combined with the Dells.
Okay.
Was there a robot world there, a Tommy Bartlett type situation?
No, but there is a Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Seriously.
I've been to those before, and they are quite amazing. Quite amazing.
You can drink out. You can take your drink from bar to bar.
Why
and
wouldn't
stuff
you?
like that? Yeah, it's nice. We went snorkeling there.
First
the third
time?
largest reef in the world.
First
is
time
in
snorkeling
Key
for
West.
you?
Yes,
Nice.
first time.
It's fun, isn't it?
It's great. There's a lot of trust you have to put in a little tube that you have sticking in your mouth because it's that first I'm gonna breathe. I guess
Mhm.
not being in it right now, you can be like, yeah, you just breathe. There's
Yeah.
a tube, no big deal. But when your head is submerged in water, it's hard to actually tell your body to it's gonna be okay.
There's a whole claustrophobic thing for me.
Yeah.
You're putting on these goggles, you feel trapped, and then you've got a tube in your mouth, and then you're out floating, and you feel like the world is sort of closing in on you, and you have to let that go.
Yeah.
And then once you do, it's a hoot.
It was awesome. The boat only had 11 people on it, and we were the only ones from Minnesota, and the water was 68 degrees, which is not that bad. It's
That seems chilly to me.
it's fine.
Were you in a sexy wetsuit?
We had wetsuits.
Oh,
and
yeah,
everything.
there has to be pictures of that.
I don't know. And
The answer is yes. there are.
Unverified. Not to be shared, apparently.
everyone got in, and then we were swimming around. One of the guides was like, "Hey, there's stuff over here," so we'd kind of follow. And then 15 minutes in, I looked around, and Mandy and I were the only ones, and the guide, we were the only ones still in the water. Everyone else had gotten out already
What
They
were
were
they
done?
doing?
because it was too cold for them.
Oh.
And
Wow.
I was like, "That's weird." And then half an hour later, they were like, "All right, we should probably go now." So
See, the trick is Adam was constantly urinating.
Yes.
Just he had
stay warm.
just a force field of warm urine all the way around him.
Sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Little cloud,
No,
little cloud of poop.
I didn't have to deal with crowds or anything. It's,
No. In
That's
fact,
my,
they said the water was cold, but they really got away because Adam was peeing.
everywhere. So, and then everyone, of course, is they're like, "Oh, hardy Minnesotans." And
Yeah.
It's like, it was not.
Well,
that
Minnesotans
bad.
really aren't known for their tolerance to snorkeling water.
Sure.
Just because we can handle the cold doesn't mean.
Yeah.
And you're
so-
not really even from Minnesota, so
Exactly. My blood type is not Minnesotan. So I would love to do
Is
it
there
again.
just not enough tater tot casserole in the blood? Is that the deal?
Exactly, yeah.
You're just rough and tumble guy in general.
So that was great. And then Mandy's uncle owns a house on Marco Island, which is it's a man-made island.
Boy, he's married it into some money
Yeah,
over there.
Exactly.
Smart. You got a nose
in
for it, Adam.
southwestern Florida. So we drove up there and spent 5 or 6 days up there.
Wow. So it was just the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the vacation, were you ready to get back to your friends? You're like, oh, God, I've been talking to Mandy here for 5 straight days. There's nobody else. You get a little Mandy
have I
fatigue?
done?
No, we're very. That's the kind of people we are already. Where it's
Gotcha.
like, if I just stayed at home by myself or Mandy every day, it'd be fine. Whatever.
Perfect marriage.
At a certain point, I'd be, I'd get tired. But
Yeah.
we've gone on vacations and stuff before, where it's, and
It's
it's always
worked
just
out.
us.
Well,
It's
good.
fine.
You made it back. There was no flight problems. It was all above board type
It was-
business.
No, it was super, super standard. And if you're gonna go to Florida,
Mandy's got a house we could stay at, so let's do it.
and you don't mind driving, fly into Fort Myers, Florida. There's nothing else there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is, but there is a very inexpensive airport to fly into and rent cars from.
Good to know.
It is the cheapest car rental I've ever had in all of my time renting cars.
Did you get hints of the Florida hillbillyism while you were there?
That
Or were
I
you-
think is more the panhandle.
Yeah.
So no.
So
it's just very sprawly, suburban-y
Sure.
down there.
How many
where we were.
different chicken restaurant chains did you spot?
Yeah, that's the real question. Jared and I want to know.
Mandy has a very strict no chains on vacation rule.
Oh my God.
Prenup.
Prenup. I hope you have one.
So I don't really know if I tend to not pay attention to them because of
Okay.
that. Like there was a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I don't go there for other reasons.
Mm-hmm. Did I tell you I snuck to Chick-fil-A one time behind Carrie's back just to try it?
Because you'd never had it.
Because I'd never had it
That's
before.
fair. I think that's
And
fine
guess
to
what?
do.
I don't need to go back.
It's it's good, but it's whatever.
Now that we
not
have it
good
here,
enough.
it's like whatever.
They don't even dress the sandwiches,
No,
Jared.
it's-
You have to put your own mayo on it if
That's
you want
because
mayo.
that's because dressing is the devil's work.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah, it's sinful.
Satan seed all
Sinfully
over.
delicious.
All right, so Adam is back. Before we continue on with our show that is really all Adam, let's quickly talk NFL. So we are in the All-Star.
I realize the Super Bowl is not on Fox this year, but that's
Doesn't matter, Joe. Pro Bowl is happening, will have happened after the show is out. But people don't care about the Pro Bowl. They do care about, however.
The players don't care about the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
no one cares about
So
the
I
Pro
think
Bowl.
The Aaron Rodgers quarterback replacement, who replaced him, he's like the 7th guy down for quarterbacks. Everybody else said no.
Andy Dalton's way
Yeah.
down there. It's
Yeah. Actually, I think T-Jack is actually
it's amazing. They're calling backup quarterbacks.
Tavares Jackson is actually going to be doing the Pro Bowl. No, so we don't care about that. We do care about the Super Bowl, which this year
Do we?
we have music, so we have to care about it.
We care about it every year.
The least two likable teams in the NFL, I'd say.
I disagree with that 100%. Seahawks and Patriots, I mean, they are up there in terms of dislikiness.
yeah.
But if it were Packers and Saints, which would be impossible, but if it were Packers and Saints, I would dislike the Super Bowl even more.
You have to hate the Cowboys more than anything else, right? Don't you? Division
yeah.
rivals
Yeah.
to your
Sure.
lovable football squad.
I guess I dislike them more, but Romo's their quarterback. No, everyone knew they weren't going to make it to the Super Bowl.
There
so
you go.
I wasn't worried about that.
So after an epic NFC Championship game last weekend, in which Jared and Carrie and myself watched together, and at the end of the game, we stood up and we cheered louder than we have at any point in any other game during the season.
It was exciting
because we were so excited for the.
You watched to the end. You didn't turn it off when there were 4 minutes left because there was zero chance of anything happening.
It's football,
Wow.
and there was a game after.
It's not like
so.
we had to go, get out of the parking lot or something.
Sure.
That was an interesting game because Packers fans and the Packers in general can't really blame the loss on anything other than great execution by the Seahawks and poor execution by their team.
No, that's not true.
I agree with that 100%.
They missed. There should have been a penalty thrown on the onside kick because the Seahawks had a 6-man wedge, which is illegal. You can't have more than a 5.
I saw there was all kinds of plays that people were like, "Hey, should have been a penalty on this. Should have been a penalty on that." I'm like,
guess what? You can have a penalty in every play. You
I
can
know,
have
but
holding on every play.
That
Adam.
is a formational penalty. Like that should have been thrown.
It's not like the deflating balls, right?
Right.
At any rate,
Imagine if the Colts Pats game was actually close. Then we'd never hear the end of the.
I mean, it was an utter blowout.
we already don't hear the end of it.
Yeah, you're right.
But it was an exciting game.
People forget it's like this was a 45-7 blowout.
Yeah.
Like let's maybe not concern ourselves too much with what the balls were doing.
Maybe you take we put a couple more PSI in the balls, and the score is 2 touchdowns less. It's still a blowout.
Right.
Ridiculous. Yeah, that game was a waste of time. Packers game, we loved it. A lot of crazy things happened at the end. I mean, the odds of the Seahawks pulling off what they did, illegal or not, but let's just say it's all above board.
Sure.
Is pretty amazing. Where you play a terrible game, one of the worst games I've ever seen them play. I don't watch the Seahawks very often, but the reality is, was it 5 turnovers?
Yep. 4 interceptions.
It's
Russell Wilson's first 5 passes, he had 3 interceptions or something.
And they beat a team with a quarterback that is known to come back at the end and win it, injury or not. It was pretty impressive by the Seahawks.
Yep.
We don't like them, though, do we, Adam?
I dislike the fans of the Seahawks so much.
They're the 12th man.
Oh, they're so smug about everything.
We had a conversation yesterday.
It's better or worse than Packers fans?
To me,
I think they might be worse.
I don't find Packers
Is it because they're new money?
They're bandwagon jumpers. when the Seahawks were terrible and they were playing in, was it the Sky Dome or King Dome or wherever they were playing, and it was falling apart. I mean, it was empty stands, But now you get a couple of successful seasons, and all of a sudden they're the 12th man. They got a flag.
But
they're shooting cannons.
That was over 12 years ago.
I'm just saying
they
that
were in the Super Bowl
as Jared said, there's still new money.
Okay.
At least the Packers fans have a tradition that they can get behind, even though they've got nothing else going for them.
Prior to last year, were the Seahawks when they were in the AFC when they were in the Super Bowl, weren't they? Because they switched conferences.
No, because I thought
they were in the AFC.
I thought
in the old
days,
but I don't
know.
I don't know what
it's
that.
when they went to the 4 divisions within each conference. See, I thought they played the Steelers that year.
They have to have division realignment just for them to get into the Super Bowl.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama again screwing things up. So let's not concern ourselves with the minutia.
The worst season in football, the worst Super Bowl in football.
This year.
Maybe it'll be a good game.
Well,
It's
last
two
year,
number one seeds.
last year's game was terrible.
What else can you ask for?
Last year's game was terrible.
It was
Unless you
disgusting.
hated all the people pre-crowning the Broncos winning, and then they got destroyed. But it wasn't a good game
It was
by any
it was
real
not
measure.
fun to watch.
Right.
And what I'm hoping for is a good Super Bowl. I don't have any skin in the game for these two teams.
Right.
I don't particularly love or hate the Patriots or Seahawks.
You guys want to do some stupid bets right now?
I just
On air?
I don't have a feeling about it. So I was hoping you guys would pick, and then I would just piggyback on your talking.
It's tough. I mean, because the Vegas line is really close.
What is it? Is
It's
it
like
even or is it,
Seahawks are 1.5 point underdogs right now. It's pretty close.
it is pretty close.
It's practically a pick 'em.
Well, let's start with Adam.
Yeah.
I would pick the Seahawks to win.
Jared.
We're not doing points.
Now we'll go straight.
By 1 point. 1-0. That's what they'll win by.
That's amazing.
A 1 point spread.
How do you do that?
Missed extra point, Jared. Duh. I'll go next. I'll say Patriots. For some reason, I just think Tom Brady written off at the beginning of the year. Is he going to retire? Are the Patriots over? But they have a way of winning, and so
Not
I'm
the
gonna,
Super Bowl.
that's true. But I'm going to say Patriots by 3. Jared.
Let's all just be happy that it's not the Giants that they're playing again.
True. Very true. I feel like even before Deflategate or Balgazi,
Balgazi.
that the Patriots were probably going to win this game. And now I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for Belichick to coach them the hell up.
He's going to say, "Guess what, guys?
It's
I don't
gonna
have
be-
to cheat to beat you,
It's
bastards."
going to be everyone's against us. Go out there and prove them who you are. Just prove that you didn't get here by cheating. Prove you didn't get here by breaking or bending the rules.
They don't need Wes Welker.
Don't need them. I think that the Patriots are going to win. It's
They
going to
got
be by 2 touchdowns.
Patriots by 14. Well, I tell you, if the Seahawks play like they did against the Packers, it's going to be a rough game. Even if they play, even if they give up 3 turnovers, that's still a lot in a big game. That stuff matters, Adam.
Yep.
Check the stats.
You wouldn't expect that to happen again. That's a fluke. That is not how they've played this season. They're definitely not as good as they were last season, but they're
Seahawks,
yeah.
number 1 defense. So
So we will see. We'll get back. Maybe we'll get back to this in a few weeks. I don't know, but for the record, we're on the record.
right.
No, we just do this. We do this right now. Say
Fist.
who won.
Yeah. Way to go, Seahawks. Way to go, Patriots.
Oh,
All right.
we have to do that for next week's show.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there you go. Football is covered. Adam's honeymoon is covered, Jared.
Yep.
We have nothing to share, you and I.
I saw the interview.
Oh, did you?
It was on Netflix.
Is it free on Netflix?
It is.
Wait, what? I mean,
What?
it's free with
Wow, yeah. You
It's,
pay for
yeah,
Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Does Netflix have like
As of the 24th.
yeah?
And
It's all right.
Yeah.
I agree with Camille Nanjiani tweeted out a few weeks back that the film is much better once, like in the back half, when it finally catches up with Franco's crazy performance. And I agree, because he's just this weird TV personality.
Sure.
He's just out there. And then the film starts to catch up and get crazy with him. And then I think it all works.
then all comes
It's
together.
insane. But once they get to North Korea, the whole thing is insane.
Well, maybe in April I'll give it a shot when I get Netflix. Oh, newsflash, by the way, for me, I got Amazon Prime
Yesterday,
this weekend.
$72.
Yep. I saved some money and I have it now. I don't know what to do with it,
Watch
but I've got it.
Watch Transparent.
I'll watch Transparent.
Watch the Man in the High Castle.
I'll watch that. I don't even know what that is.
It's part of their pilot program.
Fun.
I
And I get this
Watch
Super-
Alphas, yeah, Alphas.
super fast shipping.
Alpha House, I think.
Alpha House.
Do
yeah.
any of you guys forego the super fast shipping to get
Never.
credits?
Yes.
Never.
I certainly do.
And what have you used that credit on? Pens. There we go.
Oh no,
Pens.
what have I used the credit on?
Yeah.
Getting books from Andy. She has a Kindle, I don't.
She likes to read.
You could have a Kindle app. on your
Yeah,
iPad.
but I'm not gonna read on my iPad. It's too heavy.
What do you have, like little toothpick arms? What's going on over there?
I have T-Rex arms.
All right.
All right. Let's take a quick break, Jared.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more of episode 199 and Adam's news.
Our news. Everyone's news.
We'll share it together right after this.
This is The Fump.
I'm gonna pop some corn, got a bag of cheese doodles in my pocket. I'm hungry, looking for some junk food. This stuff's freaking awesome.
I love my job. And I will never, ever leave it. I love my job. And I'll keep saying it till I believe it.
When you have an emergency Whopper fun. When you think it might be fun to enjoy some tasty buns. When the floor of your car looks like a Ronald shrine, it's burger time. It's burger time. When you haven't got a care, be a dumb menu down. When you open up a new line of burgerware. When you hear how fat you are, but there'll be words in every line. It's burger time. It's burger time.
Ground control to Santa Claus. Ground control to Santa Claus.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com. Subscribe to The Fump during the month of January and receive 1 month free. Plus a Fump branded USB drive with all of 2014's music on it.
Under the scope.
Episode 1.
Hold on. Forgot to pot you up. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm totally learning how to do this for the first time. It's episode 199. This is The Scope.
Yes.
And this is Genus.
Genus. Is that French?
Yes. For nothing.
He's standing with Charlie.
Thank you. I always stand with Charlie.
Yep.
So, Adam,
Yes. Hi.
you've been on vacation. You have been out of the public eye.
There's no cable at Mandy's uncle's house.
Oh, no.
There's no TV.
No satellite? Nothing?
Nothing.
Not a single luxury.
Wow.
So I am very curious to see what kind of news you have. Maybe it's, coconut futures and how to shell crabs.
Did you know that the way coconut trees take root is that a coconut floats from to another island, and then it's a seed?
I did not know that.
I learned that.
Did you know that, Jared?
Yes.
Did you
No,
know
I
that
didn't.
mangrove trees in the Keys or in Florida account for 11% of all of Earth's oxygen?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So you're saying we should probably not screw those up?
So fuck those trees.
All right.
And with that, let's go on to the one last thing we do. That's hit it or miss it. We've covered all the news that needs to be.
Not even coming
Not
soon. Only one thing. All right, yes. The news.
Go ahead, Adam.
Okay. So before we get to our typical dumb entertainment news, let's cover an important piece of information that came out earlier this week.
All right.
Do you guys like flying on aeroplanes?
No.
No? What
It's
about
all right.
you? It's all right.
Makes me nervous.
I don't hate it.
What's your favorite thing to do on an airplane?
Land safely.
That's right. Read Sky Mall.
Oh.
Well, guess what? You may not be able to do that for very long.
I never look at Sky Mall.
Sky Mall is filing for bankruptcy. Can't buy dumb shit in the
Yep.
sky anymore.
Surprising no one.
Once the dream bazaar of the jet age, it's crashing ingloriously back to Earth. I got to stop copying AV Club on, on these. I didn't have time.
You don't like their floral language?
Yeah.
And the company's filing for Chapter 11 protection. Executives for the long-running in-flight shopping catalog blame the increased use of electronic devices for their downfall.
Well, they should have put holograms in their damn catalog.
Yeah. Holograms
So,
are next.
yeah, I mean, people, used to have nothing to do on planes, especially the first 10 and last 10 of a flight, right? Where you couldn't even, before a year ago,
They're
couldn't
like,
even
put away your electronics, zip
Exactly.
up your pants,
So
everything.
you're like, I have nothing else to do. I may as well flip to this dumb cat. Oh,
Sure.
there's a,
Let me ask.
electronic cat litter box.
Let me ask you something. I see things on Twitter all the time about people like, I don't know what to do on this flight. I didn't pack anything. I mean, how is it you don't know that you're going to be on a flight and you don't go, maybe I'll pick up a book?
It's
Or
very
I'll-
weird to me.
It's like, don't you plan?
It's very,
You're going to
very
have
weird.
hours of time where
Yeah.
you need to occupy yourself.
I have a whole kit in my backpack. I mean, I'm bringing comics, I'm bringing hardcovers, I'm
Yes.
bringing video games, I'm
Yes.
bringing iPads.
In my time,
I've got it all.
when I was traveling for work, I spent an ridiculous amount of money on things to entertain me.
Yeah.
I bought whatever the Game Boy was. at the
Rubik's
time.
Cubes.
I,
I mean, everything.
I bought
But no Kindle books.
no, forget
heavy.
Kindle books. They're way too heavy, Jared.
I don't want to read.
He's buying
I
from
want-
the Kindle LED edition.
I want the things to entertain me. I don't want to be
All
the
right.
one consuming it.
Kindle books.
So yes, it is strange to me, but that's what they're blaming this on. people wising up, I guess.
Well, I mean, it was all stupid stuff anyway, wasn't it?
That's the weird thing. I mean, I don't know if they were, like there would be sheets, there would be, reasonable things. They weren't all just, skeleton gnomes for your lawn and stuff like that.
But how would one place an order from Sky Mall?
Well, there were two ways.
Okay.
He knows this stuff.
Well, so you can actually just take the Sky Mall with you.
Yeah, they
Sure.
want you to take it with
Why
you.
wouldn't you?
And there's an 800 number in there. There's a website in there. But the
You
planes
send it by post.
Yeah, exactly.
Carrier
the
pigeon.
planes that used to have telephones in the back of the seats, so you just grab the phone in front of you and make a $1,000 phone call to tell your husband or wife that hey, guess where I'm calling from?
I'm from the air.
Yeah.
I'm like a bird.
They had deals with those where you could call Sky Mall and you would get both a discount and you wouldn't be charged for the call itself.
I would
Wow.
just call Sky Measle and then ask them to call. Okay.
So if you're
Could you call my wife, please?
If
and
you're
tell
on
her
a-
that where I'm at. I'm in a plane right now.
right,
Thanks.
you're on a long flight and you just need that personal touch. You need to talk to a human being.
Yeah.
Everyone else is asleep.
Susie at Sky Mall.
Meal
please.
service isn't for another hour.
Yes.
You call up Sky Mall and you have a conversation. And maybe you order yourself, I don't know, some sort of a beverage set inside a
Sir,
globe.
are you going to order anything? And Jared will be like,
I'm
well,
just-
maybe, but I'm sort
I'm
of
just-
feeling a little
Tell me
glum
more
right now.
about
Yeah.
the fleece
I'm
onesie.
trying to decide between the automatic pet fetch system and the Green Bay Packers tailgate miniature set. I'm not sure which way to go.
Which
Could you
would
tell
you
me the
prefer?
virtues of the two?
Sir, it sounds like you're sort of trying to stall and maybe have a personal conversation with me.
I'm not just making those up. I did look at the Sky Mall website right now.
Perfect. Those are the first two things that show up.
Adam's got his own personal Sky Mall
There's-
person he talks to every time.
There's the
Oh, Adam,
there's
you're
the
on your flight
iFetch.
again.
I'm a Plus member. Yeah.
So does that come with like 10 minutes of just pure conversational
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Adam, do you really like going on vacation with Mandy for 7 days? Yes, but I really love talking to you more.
Right. And she's right here, so I can't say more.
I'm going to wink to you through the phone and my secret code. Sounds good, Adam.
All right. So you guys sound really broken up about Sky Mall going away.
Jared and I don't
I
travel
know Sky
very
Mall.
often.
I know Sky Mall more as a punchline than I do
Yeah.
as an actual
Sure,
service. So.
Sure. It's the as seen on TV store for the plane.
Yeah.
By the way, as seen on TV store, I don't know where it is at the Mall of America. It moved.
Maybe
It's like the chili,
It is gone.
the hot
It's
pepper
still
store.
there.
It's still there
It's
somewhere.
like Ragstock of the Mall of America.
it just moves around to whatever available space is there.
Mhm.
All right, moving on. Disneyland,
Oh,
the place of dream. Well,
Jared doing a little house cleaning over there.
That's what I do to people who don't vaccinate their children. Spray at them. Get away.
Tell you what, he's pushing the airborne illness away.
yes, Disneyland, the place of dreams, and now measles. There's been an outbreak that started at the end of December in the Anaheim, California theme park. Started with just a few kids, and now it's up to 70, over 70.
Isn't that amazing to you, though, that there are 70 children of measles age or measles vaccination age, or maybe, I don't know, but they could get that?
It's not amazing when you. So a few things.
Explain this to me,
Okay.
because I'm no medical doctor.
You're not done with the MMR schedule until you're past 1 year old, right?
Okay.
You get whatever 3.
So there
the
are a
first year.
lot of youngsters there that
Sure.
are under one.
Right. You're
By the way, it sounds like a great vacation.
Yeah.
Let's bring an under 1 year, under one.
Who won't remember anything.
Yeah.
Who can't appreciate
Yeah,
any of the fine
it's-
amenities.
It's got to be free, right?
It
I'm
doesn't
sure it
matter.
does.
I know. I'm just saying, like, at least you're not paying for that.
Yeah.
Right.
You're paying in other ways.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Your sanity, your life
Yeah.
expectancy is going down.
Taking small children on a vacation isn't a vacation.
I don't get
All
it.
you're doing is taking them far away from
Right.
all the stuff that you would normally use to keep them calm
Yes.
and setting yourself up for misery.
Just put them in the ball pit all day.
Sorry, Audrey.
They'll
That's
just
sort
get
of-
measles.
Yep.
So yeah, also the other reason is so back before vaccinations for measles, 4 to 5 million children every year in the U.S. alone would get
Yeah.
measles. I mean, that's a lot of kids.
It's fun. It's fun. It's sort
Pretty
of,
cool.
you know,
There's only
they
like 12 million people in the U.S. back then.
exactly.
They're-
And they were almost all children.
It's amazing.
they're all polka dotted.
That's why you had to have them in the workforce.
That's right. Cleaning out those shell casings.
So
Tiny fingers.
So yeah, I mean, what happened was anti-vaccination parents were, there's a lot of them in California already, and so some number of them were probably there that day, so help spread it that way. They're going back home and spreading it to a few more kids. No one knows who patient 0 or whatever is at the at the moment. No one's going to name that family anyway. Like, you can't do that. But I don't know. It seems interesting to me to like do theme parks start like mandating? They can't. But like public schools require vaccination records.
Oh, that's way too much.
They've put out a request though, haven't they? It's saying if you don't have a vaccine, maybe don't show up. Because we have a problem.
I heard that Disney's actually going to embrace their fellow anti-vax people by having new characters like Rubella Bluto or whatever his name is.
The correct answer is Rubella DeVille.
Has that actually been made before?
No, but it's a play off Cruella.
That's really good.
Well, I set it up, Jared. You knocked him down. How about
that? 62 of the cases are in California. And 5 of them are Disney employees.
Oh, wonderful.
So I don't know if they maybe were they're immigrants or whatever, and they didn't have a
again
great vaccine.
Obama
I know. Open door policy, screwing us all over. And it's funny to me the moving of the goalposts that's happening here. So it's very similar to global warming, where
I thought you were talking about the narrower goalposts that we're going to use in the Pro Bowl.
The Pro Bowl, yeah, it's exciting.
They're 3 feet across. Very difficult to fit in. A perfect kick.
And they're moving.
That'd be like in Madden.
That would be
like
great.
those Madden challenges.
Like the Madden challenge.
Yeah. No, so in this case, initially anti-vaxxers were like, you can't, all vaccinations are bad. And now it's, okay, well, maybe they're not all bad, but measles isn't even that bad. 4 or 5 million people were getting it a year.
Yeah. It's sort of the fun virus.
And only 400 or 500 of those were dying every year.
Right.
That's nothing.
Let's not think of the impact on the resources of our medical system.
Yeah, exactly. Because
that's free, right? That doesn't cost anything.
Exactly. So 42,000 kids were being hospitalized every year back then. From measles. And so in addition to the, that and 400 or 500 dying, there were, these are kids getting a serious disease. So there's lifelong injuries that result from this. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
What about measle mouse for a character, Jared?
There, that's a good one.
Okay. I like that.
If someone can do something with chicken pox anytime during the show, feel free to spew it out.
Something that rhymes with varicella.
Varicella. Okay. Just think about it.
Okay.
I mean, we're the Scope Show that we come back to jokes. Our comedy callbacks are perfectly
Perfect.
appropriate.
Yeah. Thank you for telling us how funny things work.
Good.
Okay, let's move on.
It doesn't happen on the show very often, so sometimes I have to remind you.
Let's move on to some entertainment news.
Please.
That's what we're all about
time.
All about.
That wasn't entertaining
Been
enough.
a downer so far.
All right, so let's talk about suicide. The Suicide Squad, that is.
Oh.
Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't want to be in it.
Doesn't he?
No.
Oh.
He hates Will Smith.
He hates David Ayer and Will Smith. Jake Gyllenhaal has decided that he won't fill in for Tom Hardy as the leader of the
Could you fill in? We really want Tom, but you could fill in for him, Jake.
Hardy was the original choice for the role of Rick Flag, the government soldier who gives the orders to the likes of the Joker, played by Jared Leto, and Will Smith's Deadshot. But he's Hardy already dropped out due to Mad Max and The Revenant. So
he's
now,
building his own personal Thunderdome on his property.
Yeah.
He needs a lot of time to do that.
Gyllenhaal has turned down the role. No reason was given. Maybe it's because Gyllenhaal has 4 films releasing in 2015 and a Broadway run, and he just wants a break. Or maybe it's because of the uninviting title. Got to watch your brand. Got to watch your brand,
By
guys.
the way, that is ridiculous.
Your
Really?
brand.
I mean, are we that sensitive? I mean, I'm as bleeding heart
Everyone
liberal
is.
as you get, but give me a break.
Wow.
Can I finish?
Can't even say the word.
Can I finish?
Context is everything, guys.
Wow.
Thank you.
Star Trek 3 has a new co-writer,
It does.
Simone Pegg.
Simone. They got a lady on. Good job.
They're diversifying. It's excellent. Simon Pegg will be co-writing Star Trek 3.
Is Star Trek in trouble, do you think, with all the hullabaloo that's been going on with this Star Trek 3? Jared, Adam? I know I'm just Shanghaiing your news, but I'm curious. I mean, it seems to me it's very tumultuous.
It is tumultuous. What they got? What's his name directing now?
Robert Orci?
No, he's out. He's
out.
a Fast and the Furious dude.
Yes. Jung. Something Jung.
I was thinking Chen. I was thinking Chen, but
you guys are all wrong.
Jared will look it up while Adam and I talk about it.
All I know is that we're gonna have Scotty's going to be the star of this next one.
It's all Scotty.
Obviously.
The way that it should have been from the start.
Yeah.
Is it in trouble? I don't know. People will go see it regardless.
Sure.
I think it's still in that like it's new and there's cool things that happen mode.
I think Star Trek.
Justin Lin, that's who it is.
Close.
Never heard of him.
You think Star Trek was lucky that there was no Star Wars movies happening at that time because that takes a little bit of the focus
For
off
the
of
first
it?
two?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, could they have coexisted? Yeah, but I mean,
And they
that-
have coexisted
yeah.
in the past.
And
so.
that first, the reboot of
Yeah.
Star Trek. I mean, that was huge.
Yeah, and
for
it was a
that
lot
summer.
of fun.
Yeah.
It was a good movie, I think. Second one had some issues, but
Yeah.
maybe they right the ship, so to speak, for the third.
Sure. I hope so.
Get Away from Earth would be the good start.
Yes.
Get away from let's not be building ships on Earth again.
Hey guys, the trouble with troubles. That's all I'm gonna
The
say.
trouble with troubles?
Yeah. That's gonna solve it. It's gonna solve it.
Right on.
All right, more movie news. We've got our new Jean Grey in the new X-Men
I think
movie.
that's an intriguing cast.
Sophie Turner, who plays the oldest daughter,
The
oldest
whiny
Stark.
Sansa Stark.
Yes,
Santa Stark.
lady. It's my Sansa Stark impression when she's calling her wolf. Lady.
She's grown up a bit more.
She has.
She's learned how to play the game now.
Right. She's a much better character than that first season. She was.
I think that's a great imitation if Jerry Lewis was playing her.
No, go back and watch those.
No, I get it.
The first couple.
I feel
Lady.
I feel it.
You're feeling it. She's going to be playing Jean Grey.
She's got the look. She's got the look,
in,
Jared.
X-Men Apocalypse. Now, I've kind of lost track of where we are in the X-Men timelines because of Days of Future Past's weird time travel-y stuff.
Yeah.
Is this one set? I guess it doesn't matter.
You set it and
Yeah.
that's what you do.
Make and wave it.
So it'll be set in the 80s.
Okay.
I just think let me give you my opinion on the X-Men.
Okay.
With First Class,
Yes.
they should have reset and reboot everything. Should have put I don't know what you do, but I just don't think that you want to try to tie into the old movies. I think it was a mistake.
But I don't know that it feels like they've kind of done that now. I mean, they kind of slowly did it over the first two, the rebooted two,
So is-
First Class
is-
and Days of Future Past.
Is the movie after Apocalypse going to be a 90s movie?
I
and
hope
then
so,
the
with
one
those
after-
cool blue and yellow costumes.
Yes.
Yeah, like how are they that's the
or
problem.
maybe they're done for a while.
You're juggling old and new characters along with old and new timelines. It seems very, very troublesome.
I feel like the Days of Future Past sort of reset things because I mean, obviously our old characters are not going to be in there anymore.
I hope you're right, Jared.
so.
It reset it, but it didn't reset it in modern times.
No,
That's
didn't.
the issue. You've reset it now from the 60s to the 80s. That's all
Sure.
reset. It's not. So if you want to make a modern X-Men movie, what do?
All these people now.
They're old, and then we have different characters again. It's
Right.
You
like
sell
no,
it. You sell it back to Marvel Studios.
There you
done. I like it, Jared.
Incorporated into the broader MCU.
Jared and I have figured it out.
Perfect.
Simple.
Fox, listen to us.
Lady.
Right. Like Fox is going to give up that cash cow.
Well, speaking of the Marvel Universe,
Oh.
do you guys know it's coming to an end?
Oh.
I've heard.
The original Marvel Universe, created more than 5 decades ago, is coming to a close. Kind of.
Yeah, we don't. Marvel's being a bit dodgy on this,
Yes.
so we'll see.
The Secret Wars event, which is ongoing now, right? It's
No, it has not started
okay.
yet.
February. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, there's a big. Yeah.
They're working towards they're calling it like end of time. So
Right.
in the current in the current Avengers books, there's been this talk about how there's multiple universes going on at the same time. They have this incursion where two universes smash together, and then-
specifically the Marvel Universe and the Ultimates.
yeah.
universe.
Well, that's not happening, but it's in general, it's two
Says it right
universes.
here.
In for Secret Wars, it is.
Okay.
But and what's going on is that the Avengers have discovered that universes are crashing together, and either one of those universes has to overcome the other one and destroy them, or they both get destroyed. And so what's happening is this is constantly happening. Universes are being destroyed, and it's moving towards eventually it's going to hit the standard Marvel universe, the 1616 universe. So the Avengers are trying to figure out how to stop this.
Sounds a lot like Fringe, seasons 2 through 4.
Yep. I mean, I'm sure there's some definite tie-ins to or relatable parallels to that.
Sure.
Tie-ins.
Sure. Yeah. So I don't know. Sounds interesting. It's another way of kind of rebooting, writing
Sure.
various ships that they have done in the past, DC's done in the past, to varying degrees of complexity and successfulness.
Hopefully it will be better than the current Marvel crossover, which is called Axis, in which the good guys start acting like bad guys and the bad guys start acting like good guys.
It's never been done before.
It's never been done. And if
Seems
it has,
sort of hokey.
if it has, it's been done better than this. It hasn't been great.
All right.
What else, Adam?
Let's see. That's kind of it. The Senate voted.
Last story. The Senate.
The Senate voted on an amendment to say whether or not climate change is happening.
And what are they saying? I haven't been...
98-1. They voted that, yes, it is real. Not Israel, sorry. It is actually
that's
happening.
a whole nother.
Yeah.
Yes, but do they admit that it's man-made?
And then in another vote saying if it's man-made or not, which needed 60 votes to pass, it did not pass. It only got 50 votes to 49, which is a whole nother thing. So it didn't. This other amendment.
Should we talk about that off air? I mean, you seem disgusted by it.
Well, it's upsetting.
It's a completely meaningless vote. I mean, why are we trusting politicians to decide whether or not scientific consensus is real or not? It's so ridiculous.
Because they're on the news shows.
I know they are.
The news is real.
It's stupid, and they're shaping policy because of it, and it's ridiculous. And we're all doomed. We're going to be on a freaking snow train crashing through the mountains. I watched Snowpiercer.
You're going to be eating bugs.
I watched Snowpiercer yesterday too.
I want to be close to the front of the train at least.
Yeah. We're gonna launch this stuff into space or whatever, and we're gonna freeze our planet accidentally.
Oh, speaking of launching stuff into space, did you know that Google invested $1 billion in SpaceX?
Yeah.
SpaceX?
X.
Specifically for
But you're
like,
really pushing
satellite
words together to get new words.
And SpaceX then announced plans to launch satellite internet system throughout the world to eventually fund a mission to Mars.
It's pretty cool.
Elon Musk is
He's
a
Tony
great,
Stark. He's Iron
crazy
Man.
man. Yeah.
What
if he like the Axis crossover became evil? Maybe he already is evil.
If he's any good at it, we wouldn't know yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's probably very good at it.
I mean, get that satellite internet and space going, get everyone dependent on it, and then suddenly mind control.
I don't want to think about that, guys.
Well,
but you know what I
You don't
want
have to think about it. It'll just happen, and you won't even realize it.
Perfect. Well, you stepped on what I was going to say. What I do want to think about is coming soon. It's okay, Jared.
Jumping right into it. Oh shit! I didn't do one of my things.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Here's the thing. We were gone for so long.
Yeah. How long was it? Ooh, that's tough.
Take my wife, please. And there is almost nothing
I just
coming
flew in,
out.
and boy, my arm's tired.
That's why no other like giant podcasting network is asked to pick us up. Right there. That's exactly why.
Yep. So I'm gonna just recap a couple things that also came out in the last couple weeks.
This seems very self-indulgent.
All right. Music. Here's what comes out this week: an album from Papa Roach.
That's it?
Last week, albums came out.
Did they do
from-
it all for the Nookie, or is that a different band?
It's a different band.
Oh, okay.
Lupe Fiasco, Fall Out Boy, The Decemberists,
Cut my life into pieces.
Bjorn, Bell and
This is my
Sebastian,
last resort.
Marilyn Manson,
I feel you.
DMX.
Mm-hmm.
Jared loves DMX.
Who doesn't? He's got his own reality show now. It's perfect. Okay. Movies.
Wow, that paid off. That was a big payoff.
Movies.
Yep.
Yes, there are some coming.
Project Almanac.
We've got a sneak preview coming to see that.
I would see that, but it is another found footage movie about time travel. And it looks exactly like Primer, if you've ever seen that. It's an indie time travel movie from 4 or 5 years ago.
Never saw
Really
it.
good. Or The Butterfly Effect, which it looks more like with found footage.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
That one had the cooch in it, didn't it?
The Cooch.
I told Jared that I love the concept of Project Almanac, and I would never pay to see it, but if we get tickets, let's go check it out.
Let's go check it out.
And that's what we're going to do.
Last week, Mordecai also came out. I don't really know what this movie is, other than it's another bad Johnny Depp movie.
It's based on a series of books, I guess, British books.
And the ads for it really bugged me on Twitter.
Yeah. Big article in the latest, it's not even edition, but recently in Hollywood Reporter talking about how Johnny Depp's career is at a crossroads. He's had three
really bad
domestic
ones.
bomb movies. He's done slightly better with overseas on some of his films.
Mordecai at 12% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Not great.
No.
So Johnny Depp is going back to the things that have worked for him. So he's going back to the Alice in Wonderland stuff. He's doing another Pirates of the Caribbean, which seems maybe less safe than he thinks it's going to be. I mean, Johnny Depp has proven himself to be a very good actor given the right material, and he needs to find someone out there that is not him and does not work for him that can tell him this is what you should be doing.
Yeah, just stop
'Cause
doing
it seems
weird
like
stuff.
it seems like it's ego to me, unless
You
you
can find more kind of typical roles
Yeah.
and just excel in it. You know?
Yeah, you don't need to do something where you're inhabiting a character, and you need to talk like Michael Jackson, handing out little pieces of candy to kids, i.e., Willy Wonka. Thank you.
Exactly. Home video,
Mm-hmm.
home releases, as Jared loves me to say. We've got Fury, the movie where Brad Pitt drives the tank.
The Fast and the Fury.
I do want to see that.
We've got The Book of Life, which is one of the animated movies nominated for Best Animated Picture.
Couldn't care less. Thank you.
Not much. The Judge. That's the Robert Duvall and
We
Robert
saw
Downey
it.
Jr. Yeah,
I think was that nominated for like adapted screenplay or something?
Duval got a nomination for Best Supporting Actor, I think.
Okay.
Chew on the scenery a little bit.
Before I Go to Sleep, which is that Nicole Kidman murder mystery, and The Remaining, which is an apocalyptical horror film from an evangelical Christian movie studio.
Sounds like fun. Why do we not get tickets to that?
Okay. And video games, not much. Super Mario Galaxy 2 came out last week.
On demand.
Yep. WWE Immortals came out for iPad.
That's like a fighting game with WWE
Yep.
characters, Jared.
It's made by
Interesting.
NetherRealm Studios.
Also known for
Mortal Kombat.
There you go.
And what was the DC fighting game that just came out? Or
Injustice.
yes, Injustice. Same guys.
Sure.
There was a Resident Evil remaster that came out for people that really like Resident Evil games and paying for them again and again and again.
Resident Evil, the original, probably would make my top 10 video games of all time.
Well, this is a remaster of it. Maybe you'll go get it.
I played it.
Grim Fandango
I've lived it.
also got a remaster. If you
Never
were
got
a big
into that
fan
game.
of the old,
Some people really like that game.
Yeah.
It's not for me, I guess.
I just missed the Sam & Max, Grim Fandango, like that era of adventure games. Like
Yeah.
it just passed me by. I did play Maniac Mansion with my dad when I was like 7. I was like, this is cool. I think I don't
Yeah.
really get it. And
I want a little more action. That was
Right.
my thing. I liked action. Like, give me Choplifter. Give me Karateka.
Yeah.
Those are games of that
Give
time.
me karate.
Just give me karate, Jared. Karate.
All right, that's
Karateka.
all that's coming soon, except
Hit it or miss it. Hit of
Right
the
on.
week. Hit it or miss it. Miss of the week. Look out!
I am choosing a miss this week.
Oh,
There's a movie
negative.
coming out this week, and I feel like the name is really trying to play with football fans. It's
All
called Wild Card.
Oh, I don't know. What is this? I don't even know what this
This is yet another Jason Statham punching people movie.
I've never
I've-
seen a Jason Statham punching movie in my life. I haven't. Are they
Really?
good?
I like Jason Statham. I just am tired. I feel like he can do better.
He's got a little bit more
Sort of does
range.
the same thing every time. doesn't
Yeah. You've really never seen a Jason Statham movie?
I don't think that I have.
Man. There's one where he robs a bank.
I've never seen Taken either, or Taken 2.
Taken and Taken 2, kind of good.
I've only seen the first Taken.
Yeah.
Jared's Taken enough.
That's the only one you need to see.
That should be the name of the last Taken movie. I'm taken enough.
Well, I thought 3 was
Taking it
going
all?
to be, but I looked at
Taking everything.
the money for that movie. It cost $7 million to make. And it's like I would have thought that he would get paid more than that, but whatever. Maybe it was $9 million, and it's made $90 million.
Which one?
Taken 3.
Wow.
I mean, it's worldwide, so I'm sure it's
still, but that's a great return on investment, Jared.
ridiculous.
ROI,
That's
as
why
they call it.
Yeah, that's why they keep coming out. All right, that's it.
That's it. Wrap it up.
Under the scope.
Hey, Jared, you want to hear a out of context text of the day?
Yes, I do.
Just got a text from Al, Scope Show correspondent, hasn't been on the show in a while. He asked me, "Have you enjoyed your man meat today?" I will say no more. Wow, there's a story behind that. Jared, off to you.
No answer even?
No, I'm not going to answer until
All right.
after the show.
Okay.
You guys are my focus. The fans are my focus.
Wonderful.
This podcast is my focus.
I think I want to change the format of how we do comments and just do like sort of a comment sweep in the first episode of every cycle because we don't get that many comments and to spread them out is sort of silly.
What if we start getting a lot more? Would you consider going back?
Sure,
Or if it's context relevant to what happened in the show?
but it's never context relevant because it's always like 3 shows delayed.
Okay.
So
Jared,
So this is from episode.
Adam is tweeting it right now. He's on his phone. He's angry. I'm okay with it, so I'm going to give you permission. Go ahead.
All right. Well, this is a comment from episode 197, which is when we did our Iron Man 2 fan casting.
That seemed like a million years ago.
I know. This is Adam. I believe he commented on our Iron Man 1, but he's commenting on this as well. He says, Black Widow, I agree with Uma choice. Ivan Vanko, he says, Klaus Kinski, about 10 years too old, and he died that year, but he would rule the entire film.
Klaus Kinski.
Yeah.
Okay.
For James Rhodes, Sam Jackson. What do you feel about that?
Not known enough.
I don't think he was notable enough at the time. I'd not any problem with him. But
I don't have a problem with it at all. But you have to think about who was relevant at the time. Adam.
I think I had Sam Jackson as one of my goof answers.
Yeah. All right.
He didn't have the notoriety. He needed a few more years.
For Justin Hammer, he has John Ritter in the role.
That's weird, but I think it would work because John Ritter was really good in that. What was that Satan TV movie that he was in?
Satan TV?
It was like a
Problem Child?
No.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Stephen King, the Stephen King miniseries.
No, it's a dumb movie where he gets like a dish, satellite TV, and
turn his mic off. This is rambling.
Well, we can look it up right now.
Here's the thing about the Justin Hammer and Sam Rockwell pick is that Sam Rockwell was an award-nominated darling. Like, he had the acting chops. While I think that John Ritter could work, I don't know if a guy like him would be considered if you're following the Marvel model. That's all.
Right.
But John Ritter showed that he had range.
Right. Sure. We also don't need to be as strict.
And by not being as strict, we need to be very strict and adhere to the model. Exactly. You're exactly right, Adam.
All right.
Next.
And finally, touching on Hulk from 1989. In the Bruce Banner role,
yes,
he has Kevin Bacon. A bit younger than required, but think of Flatliners and Hollow Man.
What about the one where he's the bike messenger?
Don't ever think of Hollow Man. Hollow Man was terrible.
I think Kevin Bacon is a perfectly acceptable choice there.
I'd go with that.
If someone would have brought it up, that would have tweaked my interest. Or piqued it.
Interesting. If you have comments on the show, make sure you email us at comments@thescopeshow.com or call the voicemail line 612-21-SCOPE. That is 612-217-2673. You can follow us on social media. We are on Facebook. We have both a page and a group. We're on Twitter. We're on Tumblr. All of those links are at our website, thescopeshow.com. Or if you want to watch the show, you can subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/thescopeshow. And if you want to support the show, there are a couple ways you can do that. You can sign up for our Patreon account, or sign up on Patreon. Patreon is a service where you can support content creators directly. You can give as little as $1 an episode. What are we looking at?
Stay Tuned was the John Ritter movie.
I don't remember that.
I think it came out around the same time as classics like Men at Work.
Wow. I mean, it was Oscar nominated, Jared. I mean, you should have been paying attention. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
You can give as little as $1 an episode. Set a monthly cap and cancel anytime, but we hope you wouldn't do that. That's patreon.com/thescopeshow. Or if you're an avid Amazon shopper, maybe you just got
Amazon Prime.
Maybe you just got Amazon Prime like Shane did, and you're just itching to buy all kinds of stuff. Make sure you head on over to thescopeshow.com/Amazon. Click on our affiliate link. We get a little kickback. It doesn't cost you anything else, and you feel good supporting the show.
Might I suggest dipping into the Amazon's robust selection of Wrangler jeans?
Are you familiar with their robust selection?
I mean, you go there and it's like a whole department store of Wrangler jeans.
How many different cuts?
Boot cut
and boot cut
and boot cut.
All right,
a lot of boot cut.
That's it for me, Shane. Back to you.
Big boot cut, short boot cut, a lot of boots, and carpenter
for the working man
and carpenter. So you got the hammer container,
right?
Remember we used to
hammer container.
Remember when we used to wear a lot of carpenter jeans? I mean, it'd be like jeans and then a lot more fabric for pockets everywhere, all the way down.
It's important.
I used to. There was one I used to have a pair of carpenter jeans that had the perfect size pocket for my cell phone. Back when I had my first cell phone, it was like a big old brick from Sprint. It was great. Love those.
I used to buy the carpenter jeans and then the wide leg jeans that were so wide I could actually use it as a sleeping bag if I wanted. I mean,
what's the thermal rating on those?
Not great.
Okay,
not great. All right, guys, this has been a great show. 199 is over. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Jared. Thanks to Adam. Thanks to me. Thanks to you, the fans. We'll be back next time with 200. More Scope later. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves once again at the end. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I know I have. Fear not, Scope faithful. Days shall pass as if they were but a moment, and Jared, Adam, and Shane will return with another thrilling episode. Until then, send your comments to comments@thescopeshow.com or leave a voicemail message by dialing
612-21-SCOPE. That's 612-217-2673.
Thanks for listening, faithful fans. This is Tony Partington saying, hasta la vista. Tune in next time to another terrific edition of The Scope.